Union television studios here on the campus of the University of Dayton. It's time for Chatting with the Sister, featuring the University of Dayton Flyer Peppers! Put your hands together now for Sister Angela Ann,
Welcome to Chatting with Sister. I'm Sister Angela Ann Zakowski, the director of the Institute for Pastoral Initiatives and a professor in the Department of Religious Studies. As you may know, this is a program to be introduced to some of the wonderful people that we have here on campus. And maybe you know them and maybe you don't. We have so much turnover that often is going on that it's always great to get to know everyone a little bit more to enhance our Catholic Marianist spirit here on campus. And today we have with us Sister Laura Leming, a Marianist sister. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And it's great. You've been here on campus for some time.
Oh, yes, some very long time. 33 years. I was here. I've been here as a campus minister for 13 years, and then I left to do my PhD at Boston College, and I've been back for 20 more.
So you carry a lot of the historical memory of the university with you.
For better or for worse.
Sister, you're in the Department of
Sociology, Anthropology, and Social Work. I'm a sociologist specializing in sociology of religion.
So what makes that so exciting today?
Well, you know, when I first started studying sociology of religion, it was sort of a sidelined discipline in sociology. But after 9/11, after people discovered that, you know what, religion is not disappearing from society. In fact, it has a lot of ramifications in the world.
Right.
It became much more important for us to understudy how religion and society interact and affect each other.
Right. How do you find your students respond to this? Do you find them really inquisitive about this area, or?
About half of them are really interested. I mean, here at UD, we have a lot of students who are searching out their own spiritual path.
Right.
And sometimes they're thinking about giving up the spiritual path that they were given as children. Other times they've gone really deep into it. Some started out without a spiritual path and are diving in. And some are like, I have to take a sociology course, this one fit my schedule. So I have a little bit of everything in a classroom. I usually find that students learn that this is a new way to think about the world, a new way. Once they start looking for religion, they see it in places that they never expected.
And it has to be interesting for a student to have a sister as a professor, since there are so few sisters on campus.
This is true. I tell them I am really no different from any other sociologist, except for the fact that I've been praying for you since before you got to this class, and I will continue to pray for you. We do some reflections at the beginning of class, but I ask them to help me lead those, and they can be from any spiritual tradition or just a musical reflection or some kind of moment to just get us all on the same page together. I think that's the difference.
Well, it's really great to hear that you begin your class with prayer or some kind of a reflection. Now, that's so important today. Now, you also do a lot of traveling, international traveling.
I do.
Tell us about it.
Well, my most recent, I'm sort of in between. I got to visit for the first time the African continent this past summer with the Global Education Seminar, which is UD sends a small group of professors to some part of the world for a few years in a row. 3 different cohorts go to the same continent so that we have then a critical mass of people who have real live experience. So I got to go to Ghana and Togo last year, and I was especially glad that we went to Togo because we have Marianists in Togo. So I visited 5 Marianist schools there, which was a real blessing. And then I'll be teaching in our program in Bangalore in India. So
I hear a lot about this Bangalore. I bet some of the students or some of those watching our program have heard about it. So what is it that's really attractive besides the Marianist being there?
Well, for me, it is the Marianist being there. When I was still a PhD student, we started this program so that our young Marianist brothers who are from India could actually graduate with a UD education in Bangalore.
Right.
And there's also other religious who come to the program, and a few of us from UD go over periodically to teach. There are also Indian professors over there, so I get to go about every 2 or 3 years. I try to spend a semester, or at least a summer semester
So
there.
what do you find is the greatest challenge of going international to teach?
Well, it's being really aware. Sociology is all about context, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to teach, like if you go over there and teach math, you teach the same math in Bangalore that you teach at UD. But if you go to teach sociology, you have to have a really robust knowledge of the history, of the cultures that are. India is like a tapestry of cultures. It's
Right.
every little thread. There are art forms and languages and religions and ethnicities that are all woven together.
And how enriched your classes must be then here on campus, because you can bring that
I
conversation.
hope so, yes. I worry sometimes that my students are tired of hearing me talk about India or this year about Africa, but I trust that sharing my own experience is useful to them as well, to just to get a sense. You know, so often students talk about being in the UD bubble. Well, when people bring these larger experiences and unpack them a little bit in a classroom, I think that helps make them aware of the possibilities of getting out of the bubble.
Yeah. And you also, with the Marianist Sisters
Mm-hmm.
being on campus, you've been involved for a long time in the formation with your young
Yes.
sisters.
Yes, I have been fortunate to be the novice director for a number of years and for a number of young women, which means that I get to mentor them in the history and spirituality of Marianist life over the course of a couple years while they're preparing for their first vows. So that's been a real blessing in my life. It keeps me really grounded in Marianist life.
Oh. So are there a growing number of young women who are interested in the
I would
sisters?
say that I think so. Right now we have 5 young women who are contacts with us, who are seriously discerning whether they are called to Marianist religious life. We have 1 novice and we have a temporary professed. So that's a more robust number than we've seen in past years. I don't think the numbers are ever going to be huge because it's a very countercultural lifestyle, frankly.
Right.
You know, it isn't something that everyone is called to or that everyone can do. But I'm encouraged by the millennials and this next generation who seem to be more open to alternate paths and considering doing things in different ways. So I'm excited about that.
Well, it's in one sense, it's an exciting time for religious life.
Yes.
There's a lot of people see the flux as very ambiguous. Well, there's definitely some ambiguity,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a sign of new growth, that the Holy Spirit is doing something new in the church and new in people's lives. So I think what's going to be happening in the next 20, 25 years is going to be very dynamic.
I think so too. I'm very happy to be part of it and to be working with younger religious as they are going to shape the future. As a novice director, I don't know what their future is going to hold. I have to help prepare them to move forward into the future in the ways that the Spirit calls them.
Well, that's a great way for us to end our program, and I want to thank you very much for coming and spending some time with us and sharing a little bit about your teaching, about your international travel, how you bring that back, and also about the community, which many people may understand, but maybe for some people it's a whole new experience,
Right.
and know who they can contact if they're interested in the Marianist community. So thank you,
Great.
Sister Laura, for being with us.
Thanks very much.
Right.
I appreciate the opportunity.
So it's been great having Sister Laura with us. So if you're interested in knowing more about the sisters, the Marianist sisters, you can now contact Sister Laura. Or you'd like to know more about her international travels in India or Africa, I'm sure she would love to share those stories with you. So thank you very much for being with us, and we hold you in our thoughts and prayers during the coming week.
I'm Dr. Willie Morris. Thank you so much for joining me and the Flyer Pal. Be sure to keep in tune right here for more episodes of Chatting with the Sister. Until then,